is hurtful to people who truly are here seeking help. That alpha male shit is fake, is a mask of insecurity. Because the second people do content about them calling them out, the first thing they do is run to the internet and start crying. One thing I will say, lions do not walk through the jungle and say, hey, I'm a lion. I always say it. So you do not have to go and promote your masculinity and all that bullshit if you carry yourself in a respectful manner. So one more time, if anybody in here does that content, me and West Palm will be here till Sunday. I will slap the shit out of you. I'm sorry. I had to go off script a little bit. If there is any human being that does that alpha male content or walks around and acts like that, I will personally slap the shit out of you. You can take your phone out. I want everybody to know if there is any person in there listening today that does that alpha male tough guy bullshit, I will slap the shit out of you. This is how we do. That is the most toxic bullshit I have ever seen on the internet. Anybody in here does that content, me and West Palm will be here till Sunday. I will slap the shit out of you. This is how we do. Sliding up high in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got to choose. Playing on the go, we stay on the run. We are high, we're some. Ain't telling you what's right. Everybody know if there's any person in here listening to this that does that alpha male tough guy bullshit, I will slap the shit out of you. I'm here till Sunday. That is the most toxic bullshit I have ever seen on the internet. It's corny, it's hurtful to people who truly out here seeking help. That alpha male shit is fake, it's a mask of insecurity. Because the second people do content about them calling them out, the first thing they do is run to the internet and start crying. One thing I will say, lions do not walk through the jungle and say, hey, I'm a lion. I always say it. So you do not have to go and promote your masculinity and all that bullshit if you carry yourself in a respectful manner. So one more time, if anybody in here does that content, me and West Palm will be here till Sunday. I will slap the shit out of you. No, I'm sorry. I have to go off script a little bit. If there is
cousin Macedo, they growl about it. Lonely like old bro Joe. Cartel gonna care for me, not you, cause I'm the CEO. I'm here to fly, looking to sink with my torpedo. I'm just a lapdog trying to survive. Running in the back, fear in my life. Cause there's a black 2041 guy adding to the junk in the field with some white on white rhymes. Or is it 99 maybe? I don't give a damn, but the bank statements lately added up through the junk that the crazy man's making, wrecking her, wrecking him, non-binary, maybe who knows? Bound like my slider, like tossing Macedo. They growl about it, lonely like old bro Joe. Cartel gonna
slap the shit out of you. You can take your phone out. I want everybody to know.
Especially when dot knives across the
Today, that does that alpha male tough guy bullshit.
What they need. And then you go.
That is the most toxic bullshit I have ever seen on the internet. It's corny. It's hurtful.
And then they get to finally
that alpha male shit is fake. It's a mask of insecurity. Because the second people do content about them running them out, the first thing they do is run to the internet and start crying.
Lonely like old broke Joe. Cartel gonna care for me.
So you do not have to go and promote your masculinity and all that bullshit to carry yourself in a respectful manner. So one more time.
Stars in Mosquito.
I'm sorry. I have to go off script a little bit. If there is any human being that does that alpha male content or walks around and acts like that, I will personally slap the shit out of you. Matter of fact, you can take your phone out. I want everybody to know if there's any person in the Olympia today that does that alpha male tough guy bullshit, I will slap the shit out of you. I'm here till Sunday. That is the most toxic bullshit I have ever seen on the internet. It's corny. It's hurtful to people who truly are male, tough guy bullshit. I will slap the shit out of you. I'm here till Sunday. That is the most toxic bullshit I have ever seen on the internet. It's corny. It's hurtful to people who truly out here seeking help. That alpha male shit is fake. It's a mask of insecurity. Because the second people do content about them calling them out, the first thing they do is run to the internet and start crying. One thing I will say, lions do not walk through the jungle and say, hey, I'm a lion. I always say that. So you do not have to go and promote your masculinity and all that bullshit. It's to carry yourself in a respectful manner. So one more time, if anybody in here does that content, Midwest Palms will be here till Sunday. I will slap the shit out of you. No, I'm sorry. I have to go off script a little bit. If there is any human being that does that alpha male content or walks around and acts like that, I will personally slap the shit out of you. Matter of fact, you can take your phone out. I want everybody to know if there is any person in the Olympia today that does that alpha male tough guy bullshit, I will slap the shit out of you. I'm here till Sunday. That is the most toxic bullshit I have ever seen on the internet. It's corny. It's hurtful to people who truly out here seeking help. That alpha male shit is fake. It's a mask of insecurity. Because the second people do content about them calling them out, the first thing they do is run to the internet and start crying. One thing I will say, lions do not walk through the jungle and say, hey, I'm a lion. I always say that. So you do not have to go and promote your masculinity and all that bullshit if you carry yourself in a respectful manner. So one more time, if anybody in here does that content, Midwest Palms will be here till Sunday. I will slap the shit out of you. No, I'm sorry. I have to go off script a little bit. If there is any human being that does that alpha male content or walks around and acts like that, I will personally slap the shit out of you. Matter of fact, you can take your phone out. I want everybody to know if there's any person in the Olympia today that does that alpha male tough guy bullshit, I will slap the shit out of you. I'm here till Sunday. That is the most toxic bullshit I have ever seen on the internet.
We can ride high, we can ride low. We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best or we can be the worst. We can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. fly, tossing her in sideways, living the life, letting her ride, outside, winning to die, cross her up on the cushion, crossing the line, cause some drama and some bullshit they didn't like, and if they don't like the mood, then we're ready to fly. But this is how we ride, this is how we do, riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove, don't give a damn about the cash we're spending, with the time we got we choose, to play it on the go, to stay out on the run, we all high, wild and handsome, ain't telling you what's right or wrong, or what to choose, hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do, This is how we roll, this is how we do. It's not for everybody but the chosen few. And we pray, cause we know that they might not ever come back. But this is how we ride, this is how we do, riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove, don't give a damn about the cash we're spending, with the time we got we choose, to play it on the go, to stay out on the run, we all high, wild and handsome, ain't telling you what's right or wrong, or what to choose, hey, but this is how we do. Oh, we're coming. This is how we do. Oh, we're coming. Oh, we're here. Oh, my damn mic. My damn mic. Oh, we got the lights on. We got the song coming to an end. Oh, it is coming to an end. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, God. If we stay going, it is Elon's fault, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how bad the echo is for y'all, but it's pretty bad for me. But we do have a really good mic. We do have the impact, by the way. Impact mic. We do have the impact mic. If we make it through this stream, here's the deal. Here's the deal. We're here. If we make it through this stream with Elon, we are on Elon. I went to work. I didn't sit here and beg my followers for support and money like we all. I know it's weird, right? I didn't pray to God. Although the reason we're here right now is very God-like. That's the reason I went to work finally, is because the stars aligned. And that is the main point here. If this actually goes through, if this live stream stays going, due to the star link, oh my God, the words that are aligning now, we are going to have some very interesting things in the future. Because, like I told I'll call it my friends here today, even though they're my bosses technically. They're fans of the show. That's why we're here. These are fans. They own some farmland in Illinois, Wisconsin area. Wisconsin and the cheese. They have all these things, and they're like, hey, man, just come run this grain cart. It's simple. You just sit there, and we'll make, 10 or 15,000. You don't have to worry about these fucking, sprint car people who don't like you. You just fucking make the money and keep being you. All right, 60 days of boot camp. Fine, I'll go and take it. I'll get some upper arm strength. Working on the tractors, we'll go ahead and do it. So I'm like, all right, let's go. We're not as glorious as David Gravel's white, pretty teeth and his beautiful wife, Julian. We don't have those things. So we have to go out here into the field with the slavery. And they agree with this. I talked to one of the people. His name is, I think I could say his first name. They don't want to be known. That's the funny thing. His first name is Adam. We were actually talking about an interesting chat conversation that I had with somebody on YouTube 2 days ago on Jubilee. If y'all don't watch Jubilee, out of all the media in the world, just being honest,
Out of all the media in the world, CNN, Fox News, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, the Young Turks, Valuetainment, Patrick McDavid, Jason Whitlock, Cam Newton for your sports. He's kind of doing the same things that everyone's doing. Out of all the media in the world, there's one channel in the world I would invite everyone to go and watch. It's the best thing I see going right now. It's called Jubilee. Jub, I believe it's Liee. Let me confirm this. Hold on. Let me see if I can get my webpage. We have some racing topics we're going to be getting into. Oh, that's definitely not the right one. That is the right one. We're going to be talking about the Dirt Track World Championship here very, very soon. But that is not the topic, unfortunately, right now, because we're just rambling, and that's what we do here on the channel. We don't sit here and have anything lined up. We are not conformists. We just roll along. So let me try to get this to the, oh, look at that Ford truck. They're already trying to advertise me. Ford's trying to get me, guys. Ford's trying to get me. I feel like Illuminati and the Ford, once again, Henry Ford did support the Nazis. And so did Hugo Boss and a bunch of relevant brands. For some reason that doesn't matter, and that's I guess fine. But no, Jubilee. Oh, this is a little clip from Jubilee. Oh, look at this. What do they got here? Do you believe gay people are supposed to be celibate? This is from them. They had a debate with, and this was one of the things we talked about. Was it your view that marriage into heaven is an earthly? Oh, anyway, Jubilee. It's really educational. I believe it's Jubl. I said Liee, but it's actually the other way around. That's the. They had some clips that we actually commented on, but on the Beth Stuckley, which is a conservative Christian who is against liberal Christians. Liberal Christians believe that gay people can still go to heaven. Conservative Christians believe you go to hell. I'm just saying, it's a really good, once again, CNN don't do that. They don't let people talk. They don't let people express their feelings and minds, and regular people. I understand they have their control Tuckers and their Garfields and their fucking, fat cats and all that shit. But this seems to be the most real authentic situation out there as far as letting people just talk. And maybe it's all control. Maybe all the people, maybe all the liberal Christians are paid off by Illuminati. But this is a really good page right here, this Jubilee. Charlie Kirk, actually. And it's very funny. Charlie Kirk, I do believe, has one of the videos on here. But they open up all kinds of discussions, and I'm a big fan of discussions. Look at this. They got fat versus fit, 20 traditional men versus 20 progressive men, one pro-lifer. Got Jordan Peterson's on here. This is possibly the best media, in my opinion, of the world right now, personally. In my opinion, Jubilee. And it's not because they run it. I mean, they obviously branded it, but they don't run it. They just let it roll. I mean, look at that one. Look at that one. Isn't that crazy? 20 anti-vax people versus one doctor. And like I said, Charlie Kirk's on here, a bunch of people. But regardless, their most recent, one of their little hits was this, and we're talking about me having a job. Oh, it's so shocking. Broke Joe yelled at you, screamed at you, called you fat, called you a fat loser. Why is Sean, who's a working man, supporting you, Chaz? You're a fat bum loser. You're a piece of shit. All the stuff that he said live on the show. And it's very interesting, this Allie Beth Stuckey, who they've labeled as a conservative Christian. That's a label. They're putting you in the box still here on Jubilee. They are putting the boxes, but they're letting the boxes talk at least. This is like seeing the sheep baa at one another. In one of their shorts that they made, I made a very interesting comment. They were talking about slavery and talking about how Christianity endorses slavery. And this is one of my, and I've always said on my shows, if you've watched, the dollar, the money is the new whip. And I still stand firm on this. So in this short, the liberal Christians reference how in the Bible it endorses slavery. Slaves should obey their master. These are actual scriptures. Slaves should obey their master. Wives should obey their husbands. It kind of mixes up with children and all that, and obeying the parents and all that. And the conservative Beth here goes into this rant about how, well, there's a different form of slavery back then. Oh, you're so wrong. Christianity doesn't necessarily endorse slavery. You got to understand, in that century, there was a slavery where people would become indebted. They would have debts to pay to like individuals, governments, people, groups. Think about that. This is prior to the world banking. And these people, instead of like paying them back, they would become a slave. Like, say somebody across the, say Broke Joe, for instance. Broke Joe's just loving this so much. Not Dr. Midnight, not his multi-personality on public display, but say Broke Joe. Say Broke Joe gave me $10,000. Hold on, I got to take it. Never done. Let me take a vape. We're doing this in Broke Joe's name. Say Broke Joe gave me $10,000, right? A couple years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 6 months ago. And I owed it to him for 6 months or 3 years. And I can't pay Broke Joe back. I don't have the money. I'm the Chaz. I'm going crazy. I'm doing this dirt deal. There was a system that the conservative Christian explains in where I could go to Broke Joe and be like, hey, I don't have the $10,000, but I can be your slave for however much. We agree on a time period. I can slave myself. I can do whatever you say, massa, for this amount of time. And that is going to pay back. That's going to be the payment for the $10,000, since I don't necessarily have even trade. Okay? I don't have even trade to provide you, so I'm giving you a supplemental trade. And that's what she was saying, that the Christians, Paul, I believe is the verse they referenced, Paul referenced, and she tried to paraphrase it off, as he was saying this is the type of slave to master that he was referencing in the Bible. It's not necessarily the black people and the shackles and the slavery and the whippetry and all this stuff, although human slavery was basically a prop. Y'all have to understand that. 100, 200, 300 years ago, people slaving was like us ordering Starbucks. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. We pay $8 for a coffee, but everybody's doing it. Regardless, in that little short clip, I went in there and there was a person saying, oh, this is shackles and this is slavery and debt. Nobody supports this life anymore of shackles and debtry. And I go, what? I reply to the guy, say, what? Hold on. Actually, I think we should pull this up. I think I still received. All right, I think I could still pull this actual response up. Hold on just a second. There we go. This is the video right here. Hold on, let's see if we can get to it. This is the video right here. Here we go.
condone slavery. You said, no, it doesn't. I brought
It
the
doesn't.
passage
Hold on,
where
we'll
Paul
pull
says
this back.
slaves
The
obey your
comment
masters.
section
You
is
said, I
where
agree
this
with the
happens,
Bible.
and I would
He does
rather
not
read
say
my
in the book
comment
of
than
Philippians-
actually
The
just
Bible
try
does
to
That
condone
does not
slavery.
mean, that does not
Paul
mean that
told
I
slaves
agree
to
with
obey-
instituting slavery.
But
Of
that's
course
not what I said. I
course
said the
not.
Bible condones slavery. You said, no, it doesn't. I brought
It
the
doesn't.
passage where Paul says slaves obey your masters. You said,
doesn't.
I agree with the Bible.
He does
You
not
see
say in the
circular
book of
logic,
Philemon.
right?
In the book of Philemon, what happens in the book of Philemon? Do you know?
I'm asking you to, I gave
What
you a
happens
passage.
in the book of Philemon?
Hold on. You are very good at this because you keep moving the goalposts, okay?
How am I moving the
The
goalposts? We're
claim
still
you
talking about
made
slavery.
was that the
I have
Bible does not
allowed you to go
condone
around
slavery.
and around about slavery.
I'm not gonna let it go. Paul says slaves to obey your masters.
Yes.
Do you agree with
and
Paul on
wives
that?
submit to their husbands, and this is all in the context
Okay,
of children
so the Bi-
submitting to their fathers. That is
So I wasn't misrepresenting my explanation on what they were discussing, just for the record. I don't pull that lie bullshit that the sprint car racing does. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute.
not mean that as an institution that he is condoning slavery. He's saying it's good. I think we can read
Paul-
God's heart
slavery
behind
was-
that.
Well, that's a
think
deep
that
interpretation.
I-
That's not in the text.
What was not in the
Well,
text?
like I said, I'm going to hammer it again. Paul
He's not
says
saying that slavery is good.
Paul knew
You
what was
think that
going on. He
is?
could have condemned it.
You
Yes.
think he's saying that slavery
Absolutely,
is good?
because Paul's a
okay,
part of
let's
this
talk
time.
about a different kind of slavery that existed, which was bondservant, for example. So people were in debt,
Listen.
and so to pay their way out of debt, sometimes they would have bond service for a certain amount of time to pay their way into freedom. It was not always the same as the chattel slavery that we see in the 19th century in America, for example.
Yep.
And so it was a different context. And it was a different time. That does not mean that any of us should condone slavery.
All I want to
because
say
we
is that
shouldn't.
you perfectly gave the framework for why we don't believe that homosexuality in the Bible is the same thing as it is
But we
today.
see-
Oh,
The Bible does
That-
condone
This is
not
why
me.
Jubilee. I showed Sean this. Sean watched it and he's like, "Wow, wow!" He blew his mind. Sean, you're in the comments. I know you are. We're not looking at the comments right now, but Sean, this channel blew his mind when I showed him this channel. It is the best, in my opinion. If you're gonna have any political stance, religious stance, world stance, you have to watch this content that they have. It is really educational. So anyway, the comment that got so popular that we were involved in, it was down here in the comment section. It was like this guy says, "I don't agree with her statement of slavery being different, but let's play along. Even if that were true, would she be okay if we did that type of slavery today?" And I went down here and I put, "It's called a job." The guy responds and says, "I think I speak for everyone, including my opposers, when I say you clearly don't see the difference between debt and working for a check. Last time I checked, people with jobs aren't indebted to their employers. They work for their employers for a specified amount brochure." And then I responded here. Right. This is where I got him. This guy says, "W with the response, Chaz." This guy is very reciprocal to what I had to say to this guy's claims. I said, "Right. It's a system in the modern worth. The further degree of the manipulation is to allow you to choose. All right, we've had a few beers. Allow you to choose which department of servitude that your life is dedicated to. The materialism, cars, houses, boats, are the debts you pay for. Sure, we could all live in small little houses and have cheap cars, but who wants that? You want to be cool, don't you? Additionally, you don't want to let your partner down. You also want to acquire a beautiful partner at that, right? Hashtag Cleopatra. That's why this guy, hashtag, let me reiterate. Hashtag Cleopatra, hashtag Cleopatra, hashtag Cleopatra. Cleopatra is first of all, for those who don't know who Cleopatra is, we'll look her up, the creator of cosmetology, which was basically the beginning of when women started hating themselves. The beginning of insecurity. Guys never cared about how they looked. They cared about what battles they could win. Women were the first people to start caring about how they looked. Cleopatra was the originator of the cosmetology industry, which is makeup, which is injections, which is the mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? The originator. She also, why I made this, want your partner to be let down. You want to acquire a beautiful. Cleopatra, for those who don't fucking study history, was the original, outside of the devil potential, manipulator of love. Okay? So love was this thing she pushed on to her actual slaves. Not like us in the working class, as I'm, paraphrasing here, where we just do whatever our partner tells us to satisfy their desires, and we go and, do farming or diesel mechanics. No. Actual slaves being whipped, actual slaves being shackled every day. Cleopatra learned at a very smart time that if I can push this love Valentine's Day thing onto our slave class, that they'll worry about the women liking them or the women in the male interaction, this love thing, way more than they'll worry about her own slavitude. I don't know if that's a word, but that's turmoil is the proper term. So they're worried. She used that against her slave class to keep them slaving away because they weren't worried mentally about her ruling over them and treating them unfairly. They were more worried about, does this girl like me or not? The girls were more worried about, am I pretty enough or not? This is what I am explaining in this comment. This is why this guy says W in the response with multiple fucking laughing faces. Do we need to zoom in on this? W in the response. So, not only did Cleopatra manipulate love, to get the, and this is why when people reference patriarchy, it's so fucking male-dominated society. Oh my God. Patriarchy is matriarchy with a fucking mask on it. For the record. Oh, the wife has to stay home and do what the man tells, but happy wife, happy life, right? In our world. So you're going out there getting the big house and the big truck and the big car and all the money and all. You're doing it for the female acceptance, while the female is manipulated into being accepted. They're the prey. They are the fucking worm. Cleopatra controls the hook. This is fishing. God talked about this. Teach a man to fish versus giving him. They have modernized. They have modernized how to manipulate you. I say you, I ain't talking about the male, I ain't talking about the female, talking about the human being. Oh, they act like they're so much better than us with this and that and the other, because they act and potentially are. They just a different breed? Who knows? Are the humans the top dominant animal on the planet? We think we are, but we also think. The slaves that were under Cleopatra also were humans, right? Were they not? Were they not the same species as me and you? But they were slaves. Cleopatra also manipulated, I believe it was 5 kings to do whatever she said because she fucked them really good and pillow talked them very well. This is what I'm talking about in this hashtag Cleopatra. They're modernized slavery. Who's bidding? Once again, I don't blame the female or the male in our normal world. In our normal, let me underline normal world, I just see like 6 levels of manipulation. On the female, on the male. This is why I can go around the country for however many thousands of miles in my car and say, fuck all of y'all shit. And the people that I'm doing this tractor work with, I explained it to Adam, agrees. That's why I can keep working for him. Because if he didn't, I wouldn't respect him as a human being. Because you have to understand, this shit between your mind, your skull, is your power. Not how much money you have, not how big your car or house or whatever, not what you can acquire to appease the female who's mentally fucked from the beginning of time. It's so bad. I don't even know if we can break the female manipulation at this point. They are born into manipulation. And it's all because they're on the fucking hook. We're the fish in the water. Fight it. Game, the player knows this fucking lure better be ready. I don't necessarily blame them. No, you easily could. You could Andrew Tate the shit. I'm not doing it. I have sympathy for females of the world. It's just, they've been heavily induced, would be the best way to describe it. But regardless, that's why we're out here farming, because we're not around fucking idiots. We're around 2 bad motherfuckers. Smart people, intelligent individuals, great men, great women who we are around right now. And we ain't allowing this system to take us down, no matter how they want to play their fucking game. No matter how. I'm around people who laugh out loud and say, "One with response, Chaz," on a fucking video that's up here with 60,000 views and 10 million subscribers. Mainstream shit. I ain't out here trying to suck the nipple of the sprint car and dirt track racing world to build my relevancy. I think the things I have to think and have to say matter more than this dirt little bitty fucking bitch ass world that we're gonna call out tonight. Fuck you. I think there's a lot of people in this media, race car drivers, crew chiefs, who are tired of living under your banner. I got to be the guy to speak up. Other motherfuckers start speaking up. Guess what I got to do? I ain't going to follow your ass to get the sponsorship money and to get the status and the relevancy. I'm going to do it my fucking way, and there's going to be an army behind me because you're scared. I have to be the one that takes the bullets, put the shield up, lead these men and women. Start thinking outside of more than your little sandbox playpen. That's what we're going to do. Because y'all aren't going to expand this. Y'all become comfortable. I'm going to sit here and be on 60 million or 10 million subscriber platforms talking my shit. And I'm going to be on relevant topics talking my shit and saying what I think And even though you've convinced your little roster to shut their fucking mouth and get under your little bitty 400,000, what does Dirt Vision even have? Hold on, let me just show you what Jubilee. Hold on, let's do Candace Owens, because we brought her up, right? We brought her up in the past. How many subscribers does Candace Owens has? 5.4, so Jubilee's more than that. Hold on. Let me make sure we get that on the screen just for the viewing audience. Hold on, let's actually show how small the world of outlaws. How about Dirt Vision? Gas platform, so cool. We're at 10 million and 5 million. 22,000. This is what I'm talking about. 22,000. The fuck are y'all doing? I'm over here talking about the shit I'm talking about, trying to make it bigger. You control the baddest fucking race cars in the world with the baddest fucking drivers that anyone knows about, but you don't promote them. You don't put them on the map because you're fucking scared. Speak up, you little bitch. 22,000. What does Flow have? What does Flow? Because, Dirt Vision's the fucking, true value. Y'all are the fucking Tractor Supply or whatever. You're not Walmart. You're not John Deere. Flow Racing, what do you even have up to your 10 million? 270 fucking 2. 272K. Who the fuck are you? 272. You're up against 5 and 10 million. And you're at 272. And you're Walmart. Dirt Vision's fucking True Value and Ace Hardware. And these fans in sport want to get mad at me for talking about topics in the 10 million group. Jeremy Elliott, where are you at? Grow some balls and let's. Where the fuck are y'all at? 270. Are you trying to suck off NASCAR's balls? What does NASCAR even have? Yeah, 1.56. Bodies. Fucking nobodies. This is what I mean. Oh, Chaz, you're getting political. You shouldn't be talking about this or should this. I'm trying to get out your bullshit. I'm supposed to subscribe to this? 6.5K views, not 6.5 million. Y'all are happy about Dirt Tracker. That's rewarding? Seriously, Dirt Tracker, you do a great job. Just service. Have theories. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why is the world of outlaw Dirt Vision okay with 22,000 subscribers? You have drivers like David Gravel with crew chiefs like Cody Jacobs. You have Kofoid with his. You have these people willing to die every fucking weekend for you. Not get that? I do. That's what I've been screaming about since 2017. Actually, 15. Actually, back in. These people are willing to die for you. World of Outlaws. Dirt Vision. Flow Racing. Anybody, no disrespect, Dirt Late Model World, who drives a fucking sprint car. You're worried about fucking franchises? You're worried about fucking platinum agreements? That's the face I got for that right there. That's the face. When I said right there, y'all are worried about platinum agreements, this is the face I had right here. Worried about platinum agreements. Worried about your fucking income. Worried about your slaves. Fucking circus. Trying to make a circus that pays really well. Don't change this. Don't change it up. Bleed these Social Security motherfuckers who are so damn old. You got Johnny Gibson up there playing fucking music from 45 fucking years ago. The 55 and up crowd, you're bleeding the Social Security for a Dirt Vision subscription. Like I told Flo, even Michael Rigsby, who's probably the smartest fucker, the late model world's far beyond our sprint car industry, and I'm talking to you. The late model world's so far ahead, and even when I talk to Michael Rigsby, I say, hey, y'all have a guy at Flo who goes to like BJ's Restaurant, Twin Peaks, Hooters, Chili's, Applebee's. Y'all have someone who goes in there and tries to like dedicate a few, TV screens to each restaurant across the country to maybe expand the sport and get it out there to people so that we're not, sitting on 22K and 200K? Y'all have any plans? This is why I was in favor of High Limit taking over. I'm like, oh, fuck. Kyle's going to come in here, and his connections, he could maybe, suck Patrick Mahomes' dick, or, well, Caitlyn could, and maybe Patrick Mahomes will, like, wave the green flag at a fucking race one day at Lakeside or something. Or maybe when High Limit goes to Texas for the championship weekend, you have Tony Romo come out and be the Grand Marshal. Expansion. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it. Y'all are all just sitting back on that social fucking security. Fucking 45, 55, 65 and up crowd ain't trying to do a damn fucking thing. Lazy motherfuckers. In my opinion. Oh, well, Chaz, you ain't done shit. You ain't put no time. Motherfucker. Think twice. Think twice. Went up against all you motherfuckers. None of you I ain't been afraid of to go up against. And the world's seen it. World's seen it. Trying to do what I'm talking about. Guy in a fucking car with 460,000 miles that we're over here in a field slaving away for, trying to fix. But anyway. Y'all can bitch about me getting off dirt track fucking topics, but why would I stay in y'all's fucking bubble you've created and you feel like the greatest fucking phrase? The system tells you, Little Caesars. These people, they get in their little positions in the power, Dirt Vision and Flow, feel like they're fucking Caesar. Little fucking domain, little bubble. They feel like they're somebody. Feel like they're kings. They tell David Gravel where to be next week. motherfucker. You don't get that check at the end of the year. Slave. Little fucking Caesars. It ain't just a pizza place. It's symbolism. Fucking Mason. But anyway. We've had some. Y'all have already heard all this. I'm just fucking saying it now, right? I mean, I'm just putting it with numbers. Oh, why you went political? There's why. I'm trying to get out there. While y'all sit over here in the little fucking little bubble and just fucking suck off of the old people. Vampire and little fucking Black Widow, brown recluse bitches. At least Australia Perth has a chance. You won't learn from them. Just you won't put in safety implications. I'm trying to be about the safety element because maybe that'll matter. But I just laid it out to you as to why it don't. If you actually understood how valuable these people's lives are in these cars, you would promote like a fucking champ. You wouldn't just let them go to the grave with no fucking relevancy. Your little... Hold on. Let's give World of Outlaws some outlaws. Slow racing. Where are y'all at? 117. Oh, so big. Oh, my God. Our tracker's almost halfway there. Tanner Holmes level. There's people willing to die for you. Where is your soul? Once again, they've been seeing me wield mine for several years now. That's why they trust me. They see you up here just cutting it short. Give me my money. Fuck you. They see me with nothing. Putting my own life on the fucking line for them. That's why they respect me. More than you, Kyle. Know what I mean by that? That's deep, actually. The viewer and the audience may not even know what that means. But I know, based on my visit to Charlotte, North Carolina, you know who they are, motherfucker. That's why I ain't afraid of you, like everyone else is, outside of David Gravel and Cody Jacobs. Charlotte's Web. Great movie. Great movie. Anyways, let's go to the comments. Let's see what y'all are saying. We got to put the comments on the screen here just a little bit. Oh, Chaz, you're losing it. Oh, you're so crazy. I'm sure. Y'all are just trashing me. Chaz has an empathy in the fields. Oh, my. We're going to pee. And then we're coming back with the live calls. Hold on. Did it just because I got my Garrett Williamson shirt on, which Garrett Williamson, you're a better race car driver than Donnie Shotton this. Don't mean we're done. We're going to have a little bit of moment of silence. Moment of silence. We're giving a moment of silence. I'm going to go take a piss right now. And we're going to call this moment of silence as I walk away to pee. We're going to categorize this as the moment of silence. As your chats run, this is the moment of silence for Donnie Schatz's competitive racing career. Moment of silence. I got We're back. Hold on. Shane Liebing even said he wishes Donnie would hang it up. Oh, my God. Chaz probably has diabetes, maybe, but hey, we're pushing through it. Chaz burning bridges, all the bridges. We can swim. You're worried about burning bridges. You should learn how to swim a little better. If you're worried about bridges, what do bridges go over? If it's a canyon, hey, learn how to fly. Eagles, American Eagle. You ever figured that one out yet? Donnie shits on Donnie. What? Thank y'all for Chaz 2028. We did receive an actual presidential vote in 2020. I don't know if that was a COVID situation, but we did actually. I received a thing in the mail from the government. I was like, oh, fuck. We're getting audited. It wasn't an audit. It was like literally somebody went into the voting booth. I don't know who it was in 2020 and wrote Chaz Thompson, which is my actual name, and casted the vote. They said which state, where I was at. They actually casted a vote for Chaz, for me to be the president of the United States, because you can declare anybody. There's an actual section in there. We actually received I think it was 6, because it had a listed number. I believe we received 6 votes to become the president of the United States of America in 2020. This actually fucking happened, guys. I don't know how to explain it. So, what are we drinking on? We've only had, hold on, let's see. 1, 2, 3. This is a 5-beer Chaz. This isn't Sean and me getting drunk till 6 in the morning. But we have been drinking this. I don't know what this is called. Son of Juice. Oh, it's an IPA. This is fucking drinking a damn lawnmower. Maplewood. I guess this is Wisconsin-based. Donnie's style doesn't work. Chaz for mayor of Knoxville. Oh, they've been wanting me to run for mayor, but there's a lot of white-collar people who don't want it. Heard a lot of negativity. They don't want me to come on there and fucking whip their ass. Oh, they don't want it. Crizzo says it's an okay beer. Who the fuck do you think you are, Crizzo? Or you think you're Lizzo? So it's Chaz, but it's with a C instead of an L. Crizzo. Chaz has more presidential votes than AOC does, actually. I did not know you. Wow. Okay. Chaz, where's Donnie going next year? Chaz for high lime lead lead of it. You can't even spell high limit. Yeah, there you go. Why is the mic cut out? I don't know. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Can we actually, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. All right, I think we fixed the mic cutting out. Chaz, where you're harvesting corn? No, it's been soybeans so far. We're going to get into corn next week. We need the Chaz on a John Deere tractor t-shirt. Wow. That's actually a good idea. All right, so far, the Elon Musk Starlink is working. Is Starlink working, guys? I don't know. I was yelling at a camera. I was very upset. I have passionate things that I talk about and things that matter to me. Obviously, we've already documented how they don't matter to some people. But, yes. Did the connection work? Chaz, were you selling your corn? No, I was not selling my corn. All right. Into the topics. We got to get off of y'all. Into the topics. Outside of this topic, I got to close the screen. Oh, God. Dirt Track World Championship is this weekend. It is going to be at the Eldor Speedway. The one comment I had on this was, obviously, Lucas Oil, they have a chase for the championship. Look at them. Chase for the championship continues. They have a chase for the championship. The championship will be determined at Eldora this weekend with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And the one thing I honestly took from this whole Dirt Track World Championship is obviously when the O'Donnell deal happened and the Rico deal that we proclaimed, I guess, was accurate, we went pretty AWOL on Tony Stewart, Rico, and their conglomerate decisions and how they handled Tony Stewart and Donnie shots. The images is what I mean by that. And I would assume, or I would have assumed, that at that point that all, me getting into Eldora with media credentials and Tony Stewart talking to me ever again and all the Rico liking me would be done. It would be over. But what the hell? Somebody is blowing my shit up. Regardless, I still had an email this week, or last week actually, from Eldora Speedway saying that my credentials were approved. So I could technically go to the Dirt Track World Championship, credentials approved, through the Eldora Speedway, which I would have never believed because we called out some back marker individuals, the silent third parties, etc., those who have watched. And I thought that would have cut all ties by doing that. I guess we have a hall pass or something because we could still go to this event. Now, unfortunately for Lucas Oil Late Model Series, their little chase that locks in the 4 drivers is down to basically 2, Ricky Thornton Jr. and Devin Moran. They are separated by 15 points for the championship. I believe it's $200,000 to win the championship, or $250,000. I'm almost for certain it's $250,000 to win that Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series championship. $100,000 to win the Saturday night main event. Ricky Thornton Jr. is backed by 15. Jonathan Davenport, he's backed by 115. Hudson O'Neal, you're fucked. But if maybe Ricky Thornton Jr. and Devin Moran get to racing, wreck each other or something, Jonathan Davenport wins the first night or second night somehow, maybe there's a battle, but it's pretty much down to Devin Moran or Ricky Thornton Jr. Whoever beats one another this weekend is going to be your champion. So keep an eye out for that at Eldora Speedway for the Dirt Track World Championship. In the World Outlaw Late Model Series, they don't have anything like that. I do want to give a big shout out to Ryan Gustin, even though there's some personal issues here with him. Hell of a race he had at Boot Hill Speedway with Bobby Pierce. People consider Bobby Pierce and Ricky Thornton 1, 2. I'm putting Pierce at about 4 right now. If you was to put Bobby Pierce into the World of Outlaw or into the Lucas Oil Late Model Series, I think he probably supersedes Hudson O'Neal, but I'm not sure if he supersedes Davenport, RTJ, and Moran on a regular basis. So for Ryan Gustin to beat Bobby Pierce down there at Boot Hill Speedway, very impressive. Very impressive. Some other news, there was some releases. I don't know if y'all saw this or not. Knoxville, Houston set to host Memorial Day weekend doubleheader. This is for 2026. Hold on. Yes, you see David Gravel in his little car here that says Houston's all over it. Like on the wing, on the body. Like they couldn't even get a wing sponsor. Like, damn, I didn't know he sucked so bad. But they're doing a Memorial Day doubleheader next year. World Outlaw Sprint Car Series will celebrate Memorial Day weekend at Knoxville Raceway and Houston's. They didn't even tag Houston's. What a piece of shit. Houston's, I would negotiate at this point. They didn't even tag your fucking track. For the first time in series history, the 2 premier dirt tracks will host a doubleheader event during the greatest weekend in motorsports, which is the same weekend as the Indy 500, I believe, with an added visit to Knoxville on Saturday, May 23rd, and Houston on Sunday, May 24th, same day, I do believe, as the Indy 500. $20,000 paydays on the line. Who is the commenter? Who actually got quoted here? Oh, John McCoy. He's respected. I respect John McCoy. This was an exciting opportunity to give fans and teams a special event during Memorial Day weekend. While also expanding our relationships with the World of Outlaws and Houston Speedway. We had great success collaborating with Todd Quering, of course, Doug Johnson, of course, and the Houston Speedway team in the past, and look forward to supporting this weekend. Doug Johnson quoted here. Oh, this is the real shit here. As we continue to build marquee events at Houston Speedway, not tagged once again, the doubleheader with Knoxville Raceway was a great opportunity to create a Memorial Day weekend tradition for both sides of the South Dakota and Iowa border. There's always an added level of excitement when the World of Outlaws come to town, and we're looking forward to giving fans another memorable weekend with the greatest show on dirt. The motherfuckers are willing to die. And you're, Ripley, believing or not, like it's a fucking elephant, like in a circus. God, y'all have already heard me rant on this earlier. I'm not doing it again. I'm just saying, where's the promotion? Where's the balls? This should more so read like, we're doing a doubleheader weekend, Knoxville Raceway, Houston Speedway, blah, blah, blah. The greatest race car drivers in the world, not in F1, not in NASCAR, none of them, could come to our fucking racetracks on this Sunday on Memorial Day weekend and whoop anyone. We invite, this is what I would say, we are opening up, our Todd Quering will provide a sprint car to Max Verstappen, to Kyle, to any of you fuckers. If you think you're coming into our building and beating the greatest that we have in dirt track racing, how about you show up on Sunday? What is it? Hold on, let me get the date right. Hold on, Sunday, May 24th. Come to the Houston Speedway, Max Verstappen. George, whoever you are, Lewis Hamilton, braid your hair back and strap in the fucking car. If you think you could whoop our boys on our fucking racetrack, you got another thing coming, because these are the baddest motherfucking race car drivers in the world, driving the baddest fucking race cars in the world. Your little pity puffer, fucking sticker headlight, bullshit fucking next gen cars on Sunday ain't got shit on this 950 horsepower fire breathing beast, throwing it on the fucking cushion and hitting it on the wall. Come and fucking show us what you got, bitch. We're the best. Y'all are fucking second. This is what y'all have to do. Jake Paul, the shit. He showed you. No. We're just going to stay here in our little bubble with the greatest show on dirt. Fucking carnies. Fucking clowns. Carnies. The original circus act. I ain't never seen a situation where the best chariot racers don't say to the other chariots, we got better chariots than you. MMA, UFC didn't come out here and say boxing is so much better. No, if you got a better, Dana White said, if you got a better boxer, bring him in the cage and let's see what he's got. James Toney. We got the best. Because the world don't show up for Robin, they show up for Batman. And y'all ain't even projected as a fucking Robin. Y'all are fucking some actor in the background. Robin is Xfinity Series, according to American Society, which is in that expansion area that you seem to not care about worrying or thinking or trying to attract. Keep drawing Social Security on the 65 and older fucking crowd with their gray fucking hair for your streaming services. That's fucking fine. Or keep going farther out into the country where there's no black or Mexican people and you can keep pulling in on the sympathy of the right-wing conservative audience that are white. You should come to a sprint car race because we're not black and Mexican. Come out to the fucking, the closest thing to a Ku Klux Klan meeting, but we just don't say it. This is where white people drive cars. Outside of the Asian of Kyle Larson, but nobody says it or knows. He said the N-word, so he's like us. Come on out, guys. The fuck? Hee hee hee. At least the Tyler Walker Bitcoin card got into the Asian Bitcoin conference. We expanded it a little bit. But that was a shit show, right? No promotion. Now you got David Gravel blowing a fucking motor. Huh? David Gravel blows the motor at Lincoln? Y'all are worried about next year, huh? I mean, Buddy Kofoid's still there. Buddy Kofoid's still there. Hunter back now. How's a Morrison motor break in his own fucking town? Was it planned? We're getting text by very powerful people now. We got to be quiet. We got to be quiet. No, I'm just saying, was it planned? 106 back, couple races left, right? There is a race coming. There is this race. I will be at it. We had a gracious fan. Hold on. Let me make sure I give the fan a shout out. LaSalle Showdown. I've never been to LaSalle. It's the Outlaw races this weekend. LaSalle here in Illinois. Angel Park. That's going to be a Saturday, October 18th. Angel Park on Sunday, which is in Wisconsin. By the way, if y'all want to do early sprint car races in America, you should probably go to Wisconsin. They go to the Green Bay Packers. They don't care about the cold. This area where they're used to freezing cold temperatures, they'll come out to your sprint car races. So if you want to do like a sprint car race in March and it's cold, you want to go to a cold area, get a fucking sellout crowd, then go to like a Wisconsin area track or somewhere in Iowa who hasn't had a World of Outlaw race in like 25,000 years. And there's plenty of great racetracks in Iowa. I mean, plenty of people would enjoy seeing a event. An event at Lee County, for instance. Aaron Reitzel made that statement. He's trying to bring a high limit there. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. I want to give this guy a shout out who provided tickets to the LaSalle. So we have 2 reserved tickets, 2 pit passes. Damn it, I can't find his name right now. We get a lot of messages every day. Charlie Medford, all that. Anyway, we got to back this out. Hold on. Because there's a bigger point here. We are not just necessarily going to talk about this situation. Buddy Kofoid, obviously on the flyer. LaSalle's going to be this Saturday. I can't wait to see this event. Going to be very interesting to see how this goes. Short track, high banked. I like short tracks. Angel Park, a little flatter than LaSalle. Not as much speed, etc. But we are in the Wisconsin area. We plan on attending both. Look at that sunrise right there. Oh, my. Oh, my. What's the next tab I have? Oh, God. Oh, God. We can't be this aggressive and have that come on our screen. We got the Donnie Schatz JVI car on the screen. I set myself up on this. I really did. I set myself up. Hold on, we've hit the table a few times, so I set myself. I don't know if we're about to open up the lines. So if y'all want to call in, we're gonna have the call lines open. Is Donnie Shots gonna rebound in this area potentially? Right, LaSalle. He's got a notebook. I hope. The Outlaws did go to LaSalle at one point in time. But the bigger issue here in this entire area that we are going to address tonight before we take your calls is this. Hold on. This one right here. Bill Balog. And I need to go into the chat right now. Hold on. We need to edit the show. We got to edit. We're editing the show. We are editing the show. Hold on just a second. This is going to happen. Damn it. This is actually happening. I hope y'all know this. We're just making it so y'all can actually actively participate. We are saving it in the chat. Sorry, we had to get this going. This is the issue on the situation of this whole entire scenario. We are coming to Wisconsin. Obviously, this is Bill Balog territory, and this is one of the biggest out of this entire show. If we are encompassing in all of what we've talked about tonight. This is technically the issue. Right here, Bill Balog. Bill Balog is the problem in sprint car racing. 100%. I'm gonna listen to the chat. Can you express? Oh, they're already saying it. The chat is already saying it. Billy, you already know where I'm going with this. Yes. Bill Balog should no longer be Bill Balog. This is the biggest bullshit in the entire fucking marketing world. This is why Dirt Vision's sitting at 22K on YouTube. Because of Bill Balog. So, we have officially on the Chaz, on change. Y'all like how I say that? I did a really good video where I was like, change. I can get aggressive if you want to. Wait till I switch. .org. We just put it into the, hold on, we're going to put it in the chat right now. This is happening. Oh, it's too long. It's in the description of this video right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, we gotta delete the chat because it's messing up the live chat. Hold on. We have on change.org, we have officially started a petition. We have officially started a petition. Changing, this is on, there's a link in the description to sign this petition. This has actually officially occurred. It's the official petition. Changing the stage/announcer name of sprint car driver Bill Balog to Billy Balog. This is happening. This is fucking happening. We're going to present this to Bill. If we can get enough names by the end of the week or by Saturday. What is it? What is the day now? I don't even know. It's Tuesday, Monday. Tuesday, it's coming. This is a live active thing, guys. Live active. The issue, it says. It wanted me to describe the issue. We had a description for this issue. We had a description. This is on change.org where you can actually create petitions. This is our petition to fix the dirt track racing world, which begins with Bill Balog. I don't care how many fucking Gidsville cheeses and Maples, fucking any custard you could, or whatever the fuck it is, or syrups that you put down my throat. It ain't sweet enough to fix this fucking sour tasting issue. Here's what it says. We at LongLiveTheChaz find it a travesty that the creativity of the world of sprint car racing and promotion, or sprint car racing promotion and marketing, has failed the industry for close to 30 fucking years. I'm gonna get ad-libbish here. Oh, we're getting ad-libbish. Oh, God. And I put in quotations, ever since promoting co-trickle type drivers who go to NASCAR, then come back and race as their main way to gain new fans. Funny how one of those, maybe two, is currently working to take them out. Kyle Larson, potentially Tony Stewart at this point. However, hold on, we gotta hit the vape. We gotta hit the vape at this point. Bill Balog, we're going to Billy. We got the petition's gonna get signed, guys. Hold on, there's a link in the description. I just tried to add it. I believe there is. Hold on, we'll do the copy link here. Hold on, we'll edit it right now. This is fucking happening. We're all right. We just saved the description, so it should change. There should be a link to actually sign this petition to get Bill Balog's stage/announcer name changed from Bill to Billy. This is a big fucking deal. In my opinion, it is. In my opinion, this is the biggest issue in all of sprint car racing. And my description here is going to show you how. Hold on. Let's see here. Hold on. The issue. We're getting into it. Hold on. We gotta think about this. Breathe for a second. One of them is working to take them out. However, one of the biggest marketing mistakes in the recent history, 5 years or so, is the lack in understanding the ability, driver, determination, and overall value of race car driver Bill Balog. Due to this lack of understanding his value, the marketing teams and promotional groups who do not care about a talented older race car driver who eats Spam in the keto form and drinks Tang because he can't afford orange juice or white bread if he wants to race in their series. They only seem to care about the Cofoids and Gravels who can barely tell the difference between a 5/8 and a 10 millimeter. But these pretty boys, or future of the sport, one of them is shorter than my sister when she was 12. And the other looks like a possible undercover agent of Mossad that planned the Charlie Kirk assassination, according to Candace Owens. I'm losing it. Allow me to calm down. Back to the point I need to. Due to this lack of understanding of relating to everyday people, with a combination of not respecting the working class of America, the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series has not forced the change of addressing the sir known as Bill Balog as Billy Balog. Billy Balog is so much more attractive, alluring, and just plain Billy fucking badass. Yet they don't or do not want this. They don't want men representing or built or they don't want men to represent or build their sport or build their way into the sport. They want kids at 14 who can steer a wheel, have a decent or even good, to be begging. This is the buddy Cofoid. He's 14. He doesn't have any money. He's really good. Or Kyle Larson doesn't have any money, really good. Christopher Bell doesn't have money, want to be really good. They want them to be begging a bunch of old, rich men for an opportunity to make it big in the sport. Why that is, I don't know. Maybe we should ask Epstein or Sandusky. But regardless, this petition is to give respect and star power to the working man in sprint car racing. That starts with officially addressing, announcing, calling, promoting race car superstars like Billy Badass Balog. Grow a pair, market these men, and stop worrying about little boys to grow the industry. So that is our petition. The link is in the description to officially, this is a petition, this is official, on change.org, change the stage/announcer name of sprint car driver Bill Balog to Billy Balog. And this is the issue we have with it. You can go read it yourself. I read it pretty badly. I'm a little intoxicated right now. Hey, hold on. Let me get a drink. Link in the description. Go sign the petition. We're going to tell Billy, I'm going to tell Bill how he should be Billy this weekend at the LaSalle fucking Speedway. It's fucking happening. All right. That's all we have to say. Live calls are on the board. Hold on. Oh, the chat's on the board. Holy shit. Oh, no. The chat is there. Oh, no. Let's see what the chat's saying. Oh, no. Bill the Badass Balog. Billy makes it work. Bill Badass Balog. It sounds like a fucking Cratchit. I'm not out here trying to attract people who are drawing Social Security. I'm out here trying to attract people. And Billy Balog is going to attract people to the sport. Bill is going to make people want to go and, view a funeral or something. Billy Balog is so fucking much better. Calls are open. We got the calls wide open. We're waiting for the calls to come in. 972-737-0409. I'm just saying, Billy Balog is the way to go in 2025. Into the future. Oh, we're getting texted right now. Apparently we have to shut the fuck up. Hammer down, $4.99. Hey, we appreciate you $5. $5 me holla. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I'm talking about? No, I'm just saying. Let's hear it. We're waiting for our first phone call right here. Ladies and gentlemen, 972-737-0408 or 0409. Sorry, even I've got double vision. I know my audience is a little drunk right now, but Billy Balog. What sounds more promotionable? What sounds more expanding? Bill Balog or Billy Balog. It just rolls off the tongue. Rolls off the tongue, just like that girl from the other night in Chicago. Rolls off the tongue. Billy Balog. Hey, I'm just Billy Balog. It sounds like a name, but they don't. If you could trade Kofoid with Balog, like if Buddy Kofoid's name was Bill Balog, they would instantly start saying Billy Balog. 100%. Because Buddy Kofoid's got these little kids begging. Billy Balog doesn't. Bill Balog's a man who grew a racing career. He's in his older ages. He's not going to suck some fucking 70-year-old guy's dick to be an outlaw star. Little kids, though, who've dedicated their whole life since 6 or whatever, and their families have went into financial struggles and they can't afford to eat, and we're just spending our entire financial lives and pouring our whole lives into making our little Bill make it. They might change the name. We got to influence the future, guys. Influence the future. First caller calling in. Are you going to say the N-word on the show? Are you going to? Seriously?
influence the future. First caller calling in. Are you going to say the N-word?
What are you doing? You can't call in and have my fucking voice play.
First caller calling in. Are you going to say the N-word? What are you doing?
Oh my God! This guy didn't. He called in on an unknown number. Balog is great. I'm just saying. It's not about the name. It's about the influence. They don't want to influence superstars who make a name for themselves at 35 or 40. They want to influence superstars who make a name for themselves with their family sacrificing their lives, who then beg for somebody with a bunch of money to come in and love their little boy or girl enough to finance them into being a big name in the sport. Do you see what I'm saying? They don't want it to naturally grow. They want to be the reason. They want the reason. They want to control it. They want to supply it. Bill staying Bill for a reason, guys. The link is in the description to vote for the petition. It is in the description. David Chocolate Gravel. You got to say chocolate milk, right? The petition link is in the description of this video. Hold on. Let me see if I can paste it in here. Hold on. That is the link. I don't know if I can copy it, but it should be in the in the description of this video. We're still waiting on a caller. Are we going to have to call Spike? If we just get another fucking random caller, we're calling Spike. Hold on. We may have to fight Spike this week. 7581. Hold on. Let's see if Spike answers the phone call.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to...
He is watching, and he instantly... Either he's watching or he's... You know, Spike says he matches with bigger girls because he wants to, like, take advantage of them. He tells them he loves them, and then he has sex with them and leaves them and ghosts them and blocks their number. That's what he says. Sugar Bear. By the way, the Sugar Bear is his new undercover name. Should we try to call Broke Joe? I don't know. I don't want to deal with Broke Joe tonight. We got the number on the screen. We can end it right now. Hold on. We got another guy who's trying to call under an unknown number. Hello. Oh, God. The callers are horrible. So I don't know if we need to restrict the unknown numbers. We're not going to be answering those no more. I thought it was okay. All right, we got a 937. Hello, you're on the show. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Chaz?
What's going on?
Sorry, I'm trying to pause you. Okay. Hey, what's up, man?
What's happening?
Not much.
What are you
I'm
thinking?
We're from around Eldora, so.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been listening to you for a while, and my dad used to race 360s and stuff. Not that it means shit, but as far as like the, you always talk about like you have a lot of hope for the racing community as a whole, I feel like. And I guess my question is, what are your thoughts about like having like a smaller series that isn't supposed to be more cost efficient, I guess? Like, you can't really talk bad about Hoosier, can you?
What do you mean by talk bad about Hoosier?
I mean, we talk about all the people that have control and all that stuff, and it's like, well, you look at like the tire companies, it was specifically Hoosier, they don't really have to care about making sprint car tires, and then they charge whatever they want. Like, there's other there's like other tires out there that are like $100 cheaper. So I guess my question is that a thing that you think should change in the future, or is that not? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, but you're also talking about a monopoly. Who's your you're not going to stop Hoosier from being in the position as long as the poor man. Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem. The World of Outlaws and High Limit are not an issue. The problem is the All-Star Circuit of Champions. The problem is the Fast Series. The problem is NARC. The problem is Pennsylvania. The problem is Knoxville. It's not really the big national series that are dictating what Hoosier does. It's all these other little series that end up formulating in these regional areas that then don't have a lot of money. But if Hoosier comes along and says to this regular old guy who ain't got no money and is trying to start a series, I'll give you a certain amount of money to make you a Hoosier official series, he takes the check very easily because he ain't got no fucking money. You know, so it's the regional series that technically caused the issue in the regional areas. Apparently, the World of Outlaws were going to go to American Racer a couple years ago, but Knoxville and Pennsylvania, or Williams Grove in particular, told American Racer we won't do it. So that stunted that change.
Oh, okay.
So there's the politics. Yeah, the politics of the sport kind of dictate that shit. No, you can.
So with my dad in particular, he liked racing. I mean, in Ohio too, so the surface might be different. I think Danny Dietrich was talking crap about the American racers once, but recently too.
Yeah, but Danny Dietrich don't matter. Danny
or
Dietrich's overrated. I mean, he's in Gary Kaufman is why Danny Dietrich's where he's at, in my opinion. If you took just how you take Kyle Busch out of Joe Gibbs' car, if you take Danny Dietrich out of Gary Kaufman's car, you'd have Kyle Busch right now. I mean, Gary Kaufman is why Danny Dietrich's where he's at. I think Billy Dietrich's I think Billy Dietrich's a better driver than Danny. I just think Danny has the funding, for instance. You know, I don't think Danny's that good of a driver. I just think he's in a good position. With Gary Kaufman, with his own knowledge. He has his own knowledge, but he also has funding. And that funding comes from the Joe Gibbs of PA, which is Gary Kaufman currently. I think if you took Billy or Danny Dietrich, if you put Billy Dietrich in Danny Dietrich's situation, I think he's better. Danny Dietrich he's on a high right now. He wins a lot of races. He knows a lot of people. He's relevant in the sport. He talks a little bit. Most people are scared to talk. So you got to give him credit there for even speaking what he thinks. But I think Danny Dietrich's a little more relevant than he should be simply because he has the proper team around him. And that, in my opinion, starts with the Joe Gibbs of the PA industry, and that's Gary Kaufman.
I see. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. Yeah, never really thought about it. But yeah, I mean,
how many? Hold on. Out of all the,
if
you put any, look where Chase Dietz went over the last 2 years in PA. You know, he got in the right situations, the right places, and look what he did. Won the World Outlaw race, etc. I think there's some 305 guys. You know, if you put Logan Spar in the Gary Kaufman situation, I think he would do just as good, if not better, than Danny Dietrich. I think he could have won a World Outlaw race in Danny Dietrich's situation, personally. You know, and there's other guys. PA is full of talent, for instance. Ohio is too. You know, it's all funding. The problem with sprint car racing is it's funding based. Danny has the funding, and it's not because of him, it's because of Gary.
What do you think about Macri then? Are you a fan of him?
Macary's a wild card, you know. If we were to describe a privileged a person in sprint car racing, Macri might be the number one, maybe number two behind Rico. We're talking about privilege as far as personal funding. As far as personal funding, I mean, Macri Concrete is a amazing moneymaker. Nick is an amazing guy. Macri wrecked a lot of race cars in his younger years. He necessarily learned how to drive, not basically on ability, but on mistakes. What I mean by that is some people can afford to make the amount of mistakes that Anthony Macri did in his younger career, you know. I mean, there's so many jokes when I go to PA about Macri just wadding cars up at Port Royal his first few years, you know. Some people can't afford to learn that. They can't afford the amount of money it takes to just throw it in there wide open and wreck their cars into the fence. He could. So he got to learn.
Well, that's why I respected. Yeah, I respected hearing. Jacob Allen, I guess. He was talking about the kid that wadded up the car and how they were taught you can't do
Kel
that.
Thomas.
And my dad walked up to Emerson Axum. Oh yeah, Cale Thomas. My dad walked up to Emerson Axum at an outlaw show recently, and he's like, "What are you doing? Blah blah blah. Like, are you moving on? Got this ride for the rest of the year, or whatever." The 18 car. He's like, "I would have given my left arm to drive that car. Like, I was digging through trash cans to race cars." So like, there's, you know, I respect that stuff more, you know, a little bit, but yeah, Rico Abreu, whatever, bro, you know.
But you got to understand, Anthony Macri
I think he'll win all three next year.
But Anthony Macri had just as much financial opportunity as Abreu's. Now, Nick Macri, I don't think, has the same funding or money as Dave Abreu, which is Rico's daddy. But as far as sprint cars are concerned, it was the same opportunity. You know, you only have to have so much. Somebody made a comment in Wisconsin, I guess, recently that sprint cars aren't that expensive. When you we laugh at that, right? It's like so expensive to us. But if you think about it in the racing terms, like a Formula One car or a NASCAR Cup car or an Xfinity or a truck car or a F2 car or an F4 car or an electric car or an off-road truck, these things are more expensive than sprint cars. They are a sprint car technically in the racing world is a very inexpensive race car, technically. And in that,
but that's because
all I'm saying
they haven't NASCArized it.
All I'm saying is in that gap. Well, we got to understand there's a big gap between sprint cars and NASCAR. There's all the things I just listed, you know. So in the gap of how much it takes to afford a premier sprint car operation, Nick Macri, for instance, can afford the same opportunity for Anthony as Dave Abreu afforded Rico, even though Dave Abreu may have 20 times the money as Nick. The amount of money it takes to run sprint cars every year and junk them, Nick could keep up with the Dave Macri budget, if that makes sense. Because you can't spend $45, $50 million on sprint cars. You just can't do it, you know. So, Anthony Macri was allotted a lot of opportunities, to get back to your point, to learn how to drive a sprint car. And I think in the learn category is the amount of opportunities you get to junk them fuckers. You know, Anthony Macri wrecked a lot of race cars in his early development. The guy who ain't got the money to wreck race cars Is it going to develop as quickly because he's not going to be able to find the limits of the car as quickly because he can't push it like that, if that makes sense?
Right. So that kind of brings me back to the tire question that I asked you. So what do you think about a series like, well, I guess I'll use an example like Fast, let's say. What if they were like, this would piss everybody off hearing this, but whatever. I'm going to say it real fast. It's obviously, you know, speed and all that stuff, you got to take out the advantage by unhooking the cars, in my opinion. That's what it seems like. So that would be changing the tires, maybe the sizes of the right rears, make them smaller or whatever. But a series that is more so for the poor guy, you could say, like limited heads too, because who needs I don't know. I'm a big fan of racing, sprint cars and everything, but 1,000 horsepower to the rear wheels, that's why people are dying and breaking their backs. Like, it's pretty simple. So why don't we cap that with a limited head that everybody, like, I mean, F1, you can't take apart the motors or anything. I'm not saying go like F1, but you get where I'm going with that in terms of like a more limited types of things that you could do to eliminate
I mean, I think it's the car.
And have a series like that.
I think it's the car. I think they could easily make adjustments, but you're dealing with politics now. When you get into this discussion of what's right for the sport, you get into the politics. And when you get into the politics, you get into who has the control. Back to what I said. American Racer was going to be the Outlaws' official tire I think it was 7 years ago, 8 years ago. But the people who have the power come in and say, fuck you. Me and Tony Stewart had our show.
Right. Well, Hoosiers open.
Hold on.
By Continental.
Me and Tony Stewart had our show.
We could sprint car tires. Sorry.
We could easily have a sprint car that's 4 inches wider, 2 inches deeper, 4 inches deeper. But because there's only like 4 guys who control the chassis manufacturing, and they're making plenty of money, and they don't want to restructure their jigs, that takes time and effort and money. They're just raking in the profits. We don't have to do it. Just keep it as it is. Keep making the money.
The shocks, right?
No, hold on. Here's the bigger deal. It's America. Do what you want. Land of the free. You want to kill yourself to do it? Then do it. You want to be an outlaw winner? You want to risk your fucking life to do it? Then go out there and fucking do it. We ain't going to fucking tell you what to do and how to do it. And we got the traditionalists on our side who are used to fucking guys racing without cages on the fucking car. They're used to people racing, you know.
Wild. I couldn't imagine.
That's what I'm saying, though. They're used to fucking no protection on the driver's seat, no fucking side nets or anything. So it's like, let's just keep on fucking killing these motherfuckers. Fuck them. Let's make the money, and if they want to choose to die, that's the American freedoms we are abiding by. That's what we get to do. We're Americans. We're free. We ain't Australia. Australia regulates this stuff as much as they can. We're America, though. We don't regulate nothing. You want to die today to win the race? Do it.
So, I mean,
that's how they feel about it. That's how they feel about it.
Governments and control and anything like that, but yeah, I get what you're saying, though.
Right.
Yeah, let them. Yeah, be free. That home of the brave. Right?
Home of the brave. Yeah, go be the brave, motherfucker. Hey, you're driving a sprint car. You ain't on the front line. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they get it. You see those guys, they have kids, and yeah, they're wild.
Yeah.
The way I really look at it is race car drivers are selfish as fuck in every way, and I love it.
Well, and here's the problem.
For them. I don't mean it like they're bad because of it.
Here's how we address. Here's how
race car like that.
But here's how we got here. Hold on, I'm gonna be mean for a minute. I guess Kenny Wallace calls me mean or whatever when I say shit like this. Here's the problem. You know, your limited, your fast series. I give a lot of credit to the IMCA Race Saver division. I mentioned Logan Spar could do better than Danny Dietrich in the Gary Kaufman car. I still believe this. I think Logan Spar's a better race car driver. He's a PA 305 guy, but he just don't have the funding. If he had Gary Kaufman funding, he'd probably be better than Danny Dietrich. That's just my belief, personal opinion. But here's the deal. The problem with the sprint car industry is Gary Kaufman. It is Brock's. Danny's a good driver and a good crew wrench. I kind of have a personal issue against Danny. It's whatever. I'm talking shit. But Brock, how about this for an example? Brock Zerfoss. Brock Zerfoss. That 3Z car should be, Brock Zerfoss should be a car owner. Okay? There's a lot of drivers out here and people out here right now who are driving race cars, but they should be car owners. They shouldn't be drivers. They should be advancing. They should be advancing the drivers who are good. They should be taking the best fast.
Passing the torch.
They should be bringing in the best fast drivers. They should be bringing in the best race saver drivers. They should be putting in the best drivers who are going to make the car go to the front. That's how you advance naturally. It's not about who your buddy is or what your daddy owns or what your best friend does for a living.
Right.
If you are, the little classes, like you're saying, are there for a reason. The drivers, though, who are performing at the, say a driver comes in there and dominates fast, or a driver comes in and dominates IMCA Race Saver sprint cars, he shouldn't just be sitting there for fucking 6 years winning those races. There should be car owners and people advancing him into the next levels of the sport. That's the problem. The Brock Zerfosses are the problem. Like Brock Zerfoss and any ride he has should be like for a guy who's winning on a lower level. No, bro. You already went on the national tour. You already lost for how many years? You're not that good. Let's give a guy who's got a chance of or showing some strength at least a year or two. You know, so that's the problem. It's opportunity.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see more of that, but you know, that's when we're telling people how to spend their money too, you know? So it's kind of like, you can't tell anybody to, and I think, in my opinion, the big problem is I think there should be a cap on certain things. I mean, that's it. Simple.
Like what?
I say we should be able to, like, move the wings and have all the bells and whistles to do the extra shit, but, like, have certain things in place that don't let it get out of hand, because you can spend as much money as you want to be the best. That's kind of the
But
problem.
here's the deal.
That's like why I
my
don't
point
respect
though
Rico
is
Abreu as a sprint car driver. He's a great marketer,
look,
and everyone likes him because he's small.
But the point,
awesome.
but the point of the matter
Respect to
is
that, but he's not a great race car driver to me.
the point of the matter is there should be these cheaper divisions that guys can afford to race in. You're not going to keep these rich people from spending money. Todd Quirring is not going to sit back and say, I love you. I'm going to change my supremacy on the sport because of your opinion. Todd Quirring's going to put the best fucking 410 on the track with the best driver he can find personally and try to go win. The problem is we don't have enough Todd Quirrings who just want to win. The problem is we have 100 or 200 guys, I would say probably 200 people, who have money to be Todd Quirring, and they idolize Todd Quirring, but they don't know how to be Todd Quirring. They don't know how to look at a guy. Like, for instance, Carson Bowden, who's on the pole for the IMCA National Sprint Car Championship at Eagle, outran 120 fucking people in a lower division that you're describing, for instance. This is all you could spend on these cars. It's not a lot. You can't spend the amount of money on the 305 or the limited sprint car or the 360 or whatever. He's beating them. So if this guy can beat all these guys on this even playing field on this lower division, he must be pretty fucking good. Let's put him in a car and see what he does. The thing is that we don't have car owners who are willing to put guys in cars because of how good they are. They're trying to put guys in the car because they're their sons. Rico, Anthony. Because they're cool guys in PA.
Right.
Gary Kaufman, Danny Dietrich.
That Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Don't share my phone number, by the way.
I don't know your phone number, but regardless, I'm simply saying these lower divisions are where guys should be aspiring to get to showcase what they can do. And then there should be car owners in the upper echelons of the sport that then take them to that level when they showcase their ability. The problem is that they showcase their ability and there's no opportunity for them to capitalize on. Nobody wants to take them. They're winning Fast Series championships. They're winning IMCAs. They're winning all these lower. Oh, I hear them all the time. I've talked to these car owners. Oh, that's a 305. Oh, that's a 360. Oh, that's fast. Motherfucker, it's all they can afford. They're beating everybody they can compete against or afford to compete against. You know, it's like, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see how good they are. They're beating everyone they can afford to beat.
That's why I'd like to see, like, Larson and all those guys in a pretty even field, see what would happen. I mean, be very interesting, I think.
You won't ever see Larson in an equal field.
He talk shit about any of them. They're all great.
Larson needs an advantage. He ain't that good.
Yeah, no.
Larson's not that good. Y'all think he is, but he ain't.
He's not afraid to die.
Well, all of them aren't.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get in it, I mean, you're crazy. So, do you pay attention to non-wing cars at all?
You mean like those tractor buggies that don't have wing on them or anything, or what do you mean? Like those tractor buggies? That's what they are, right? They're tractors,
pretty much.
Like a doom. They're like those doom buggies that fuck the tractor, right?
Yeah, I think that's it. Sounds about right.
And Justin Cant.
So not a
you
fan,
mean Justin Cant or Justin Cant with? Justin Grant, who beat Kyle Larson all them years, but didn't get once again, no old man walked in a room and said, "I love your little boy." Nobody did that to Justin Grant. They did it to Kyle.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Why do they want little boys begging for hope?
See what would be it. I mean,
hold on. What's your opinion on that? Why do they want little boys?
Well, why
do they want young little 12, 14-year-old boys with their family who's mortgaged their life into, financial detriment? Why do they want this scenario? Why do they want little boys and their families struggling? Why do they want this to happen? Why do they want it to be some old rich person who's going to come in there and say, "I love your little kid"? Why is that the angle, it seems like?
Yeah. I mean, I just think racing is it's crack to people that race, But other than
it's
that,
crack for Bill
I was one of
Balog.
those kids that I always wanted to have the opportunity to race and never could, Yeah,
it's crack for Bill
like
Balog. He's fucking 40 years old or whatever.
Worn out.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm just saying. No, it's true. Like, he's mortgaged his whole life to do it, too, but he's 40. Why does Epstein not like 40-year-olds? Is what I'm asking of the racing world. Why do they not want to take advantage of them? I mean, why do they want little boys and girls risking their financial lives with their families? Why do they want this predatory scenario to be occurring? That seems to be the deal, right? I mean, right? I mean, it's 12 to 16-year-old boys and girls that the open world sprint car world seems to be predatory on. Does it not? I mean, honestly.
Well, I think it's kind of like that when everyone just like, I don't mean to say this in a rude way, but blows them, basically like just glazes these drivers and whatnot, like Corey Day or so-and-so and so-and-so. Like, who gives a shit, man? Oh, he's a wheelman. Oh, he's a wheelman. Shut up. It's just funny how people are sometimes.
Right.
We want to be a part of something, I guess, is what it is, but that's all. But, I mean, I just stopped giving my attention to those guys, but, I mean, they'll show up and win, I guess, but I'm watching the 15th place drivers then. Like, it's cool. But I don't know. I don't think High Limit's as tough as they seem either, but they're all hype. So.
Yeah. 100%.
So personally, KKR, what's your first? Have you already said all that?
No.
You talked about that?
No. I haven't talked about it at all. I mean, I think it may be possible, but I mean, I think Pursley's good. He's definitely better than Casey Kane. Hell, Jason Sowell was better than Casey Kane, but I don't know. When it comes to Pursley, I think it's hype, but I also think it's merit. He had his wreck. He come back from that. I get how they're trying to sell it, and it's sellable. And I'm not saying he's bad. I just I think there's a bunch of guys who are just it's like my Chase Briscoe deal. You know, Chase Briscoe, for instance. You know, I had some NASCAR guy.
I don't care for him.
Well, I'm just saying, I had some NASCAR guys say the best drivers in dirt are in NASCAR. It's like, hold on, Chase Briscoe is a mid-pack guy. You know,
No.
And he's up in the NASCAR world winning NASCAR Cup races. It's like, how good are you? Honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
My only point with Pursley is it's like, how many midget guys were just as good as Pursley? Yeah, Pursley was in good equipment, but there was a lot of guys who were right there beating Pursley every night. You know, maybe he got into a sprint car quicker than Cannon McIntosh, I guess. I mean, Cannon McIntosh owned Pursley, so should Pursley be considered less than Cannon McIntosh, even though he's a joke too? I mean, this is the problem.
Yeah, I didn't really like him before, but at the Four Crown at the end when he said something like, "I'll throw my name in the hat," and I'm one of those guys. I think Eldora's going to bite him in the butt because you don't say shit like that. But whatever.
I mean, if it goes to, I mean, anybody. Hold on, anybody who goes to the K, anyone who goes to the KK,
he didn't win the high limit race.
Anyone who goes to the KKR9 is better than Casey Kane. That's for facts. So Casey Kane's a joke. He has never been a premier driver. He won in the Ray Evernham car, where Ray Evernham, made Jeff Gordon. I don't think Casey Kane's ever been a premier race car driver. He could be a premier person. I'm not talking about him personally. But as far as race car driver on the track, I don't think Casey Kane's ever been a premier race car driver in his entire career.
So is he crew chiefing now, though? Is that the?
That is
kinda
what
missed
that
part,
I mean.
but
I mean, honestly, there's.
Isn't he the crew chief of Brad?
Here's what I'm saying. In my opinion, there's no difference between Casey Kane and Brock Zierfoss. They both should be crew chiefs, both of them. That's what I'm saying. They're not really good race car drivers.
Yeah.
They like the sport.
I mean, Casey Kane, he might be a really good crew chief.
Yeah, maybe. I think Brock Zierfoss could be a good crew chief too.
I could see him being a really good. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He could be a good. Casey Kane, Brock
Right.
Zierfoss are the same people, in my opinion, as far as talent to drive race cars. And that does mean that Brock Zierfoss could win some cup races if Ray Abraham was crewing his car. 100%.
Yeah,
Brock,
I do think,
you
though,
do
the
understand
whole
that. You
state
do
of
understand
sprint
that
car
Brock.
racing, I think it is growing, though. I think it's a good thing. But.
Brock Zierfoss has won a NASCAR or a World Outlaw race. I don't think Casey Kane's done that. So, hold on. We need to look that up. I don't want to say that and be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know about that, actually.
We need to look that up.
Yeah.
Has Casey Kane won a World of Outlaws race? Hold on, let's see it. Casey Kane has not won a World of Outlaw race. That is the official results here. So technically, Brock Zierfoss is a better sprint car driver, and I mean they're about the same. They're about the same, in my opinion. I think Casey Kane and Brock Zierfoss.
Casey Kane has a pretty good T-shirt operation now too.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But I think Casey Kane and Brock Zierfoss are in the same. You're
like
right.
Kind of cutting out.
You're fine. I think Casey Kane and Brock Zierfoss, I see them as the same individuals. I think Brock Zierfoss could win a NASCAR Cup race, just like Chase Briscoe can. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, who's the number one in NASCAR?
Bell, Larson.
You know? I don't know.
The guys who can drive real race cars.
No. I mean, like the actual number, like number one.
I believe it's Denny Hamlin because
he
won.
Like literal number.
Steve Park was. I don't think. Oh, Ross Chastain, the fake rich poor person.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Oh man.
They play him
the
up
world
as
is
he's
your
poor.
stage, Chaz.
Exactly. All right. Do you want to get off the line? It's fine. We can get off the line. We do have a caller if we want to take one.
Hey, I appreciate you taking my call.
No problem. What is
Yeah,
your
no
name
problem.
and where are you
Thanks.
from? Hold
Thanks
on.
for
How about
talking
this?
with me.
What is your name? Where are you from?
I'm Jake. I'm from
State Farm?
Basically Eldora, you could say.
State Farm. Jake from State Farm. Okay. Thanks for
Jake
your
from
call.
State Farm.
Yep. All right. Thanks for taking the call.
Yep.
Bye. I just hung up on him, guys. We do have a missed call from a 951. Oh, God, that's loud. Oh, that's loud. Oh, my God. Who is this?
Hello?
Who is this? Is this Will?
No, it's Dave Wally from California.
Oh, no. What do you want to talk about?
You heard what's going on in California?
No.
I'm hearing lots of them may not open up next year.
Well, that's good, right?
Yeah, and they got no car count.
Exactly. They can't get no crowd. They can't get nothing.
You want to pay $600 to win in a sprint car race?
That'll never work.
No.
No.
I was talking to a guy a couple years ago at Arizona Speedway. He was racing in Alaska on a sprint car. You know what it paid to win?
People are still asking, how are you alive? I mean, they're
I'm
asking.
still alive. You seen me at Chico.
I did. Yeah, you're still kicking.
I look good.
I know. Everybody thinks you're dead. They can't believe that I kept you alive with my shows. Should we call Broke Joe? Hold on. Should we call Broke Joe right now? Should that
Fuck
happen?
yeah.
You think so? He won't answer. You know he won't.
I know, he's crybaby.
All right, let's call him. I'll call him right now. That'll be the last call.
What you been up to?
Farming.
I seen that.
Yeah, we're trying to get a new vehicle together so we're not so limited. Well, Joe should be proud of us. Joe should be proud of us. We got a job and all that, you know? I mean,
Yeah, you working.
I know, right? He should be all like sucking our dick.
I seen that video. I said, what the hell? You turned to farm? You been a farmer now?
Oh, God. Let's call Broke Joe. Let's call him. I'm going to call him right now.
I call Big Joe.
Okay. You good?
Yeah, I'm ready. Call his ass.
I got to hang up with you to call him.
Okay, call him. I'm listening to it if he answers.
Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, we're calling Broke Joe, guys. Oh, no. Is he going to answer? I'm not going to call his number out. Oh, no. 0855. Oh, Joe 121. It's already popped up. Here we go. We're gonna click it one time. If he doesn't answer, we're just gonna end the show.
Wi-Fi wireless subscriber you have called is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, you're a little bitch, Broke Joe. We got over here on a tractor. We're making money. We're doing our songs. We're doing our 9 to 5 labor. Like you said, we aren't good enough to do. And you still sit here and reject our calls. Fuck you, Broke Joe. Everyone on the chat right now wants to tell you you're a bitch. But I'm not afraid to tell you to your face. Just because Kayla Montgomery posted you up and made you feel like a little bitch, don't mean you got to shy away, Broke Joe. This is what we've been dealing with for years. You feel like we have not been working when we've been working harder than you could ever imagine. We're over here in the John Deere tractor. Or you're over there punching your little fucking stamps. You're nothing, Broke. You're nothing, Joe. And that's why you're a Broke Joe. So until you call back, after we got our job, we got our everything, we're doing whatever you want. Until you call back. Until you are on the Chaz where you fucking Dr. Midnight belong. No one's going to respect you, Broke Joe. Kayla Montgomery's going to continue to slap you in your face. And until you come back, all you will ever be is a part of the system. Stop being a part of the system, Joe. Stop it. Right now. All right, that's our voicemail to Broke Joe. The chat says the disrespect. Oh, Joke Joe. Oh, that's what Tanner Holmes' family calls it, the Joke Joe. Trading cards, yes. I lost a lot of money in the trading card industry. We're trying to pay that back, by the way. Anyway, I guess that's it, guys. I don't know what else to say. We're here. The Elon Musk. Thank you. Apparently, we survived the live show. I did not know if the Starlink was going to work. The Starlink worked, guys. We've been on the Starlink connection this entire show. And it successfully made it through. So we got very mad earlier. I know. World of Outlaws and High Limit, Donnie Schatz and Rico and Tony Stewart and Donnie. Oh, God. How many people hate me? I just wanted to list off all the people that hate me, but it's fine. Hate me. Hate really is disguised as envy. But I don't want you to envy me. I just want you to tell the truth. But I know you never will. Just like Broke Joe. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Kyle Larson and David Gravel. Y'all are both bitches. We will see y'all this weekend at LaSalle. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen.
We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best or we can be the worst. We can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words. But this is how we ride.